frantic second half, but we fall to defeat today. What's your overall assessment?
Listen, don't do the basics, don't mark in the box, don't switch on after we score a goal. It's what happens. I don't think they've probably not had a team come here and give them a game like that, but honestly, for them to have a man spare in the box, it's like you work on it all week, lock in, mark in the box. Then we score, we get overly excited, which is what happens. We're buzzing, like we're coming to Mansfield, we're giving them a proper game, brilliant. Boys are doing so well, so proud of them. But then to switch off and they score like straight away is it's a bit embarrassing. But listen, it is what it is. It's football. If you don't switch on, you don't do the basics really well. That's what happens.
We'll get onto those moments in the second half, but 4 changes and a formation change with Brew coming in. What was the thinking behind that?
I just think that they have a lot of success because they keep the 2 strikers up. So it was the 2 outside centre halves, lock in on them. You have the spare one, which I thought worked quite well, to be honest. When we didn't do it, that's when they had success. So when we wanted to do our own thing and stand off and mark space, that's when they got success. But other than that, I thought it worked really well, just frustrating.
Dokes, of course, stayed on the left-hand side, and Zach played a more of a wing-back position today. How do you assess their performance, and what was the thinking behind those decisions?
I think Zach was more. It was like lopsided. Zach was high and wide to keep the width, because obviously we knew Cargill, who's a centre half, would play out there. So a lot of thought process went into that. I thought he caused him all sorts of problems all afternoon. But listen, it's a frustrating afternoon because to concede 3, come to Mansfield, play so well, you score 2 goals and you concede absolutely terrible goals like that. It's beyond frustration.
Start with the first half, of course, conceding after 4 minutes. How frustrating was that, given the preparation that gone into today's game?
Yeah, they didn't take the information on board. What we wanted was obviously the holding mid, get goal side of Keller done. Didn't do that. Obviously, just watch the ball, goes over our head. They take on the back foot. We don't lock in. We don't lock onto Nichols. He takes it, sets it. Third man run after him, and they finishes it. But to be fair, I think the first 5-10 minutes was carnage. They could have scored 3 or 4. Then we grew into the game. We rode the storm. Then we started coming alive. We started creating good stuff. At the end, Rushy leans back. It is what it's unfortunate. It's unlucky. But yeah, some real positives I think to take. Obviously going forward, but them, it's the mindset, the mentality of when you're in the box, you've got to defend the box. Don't make the space. The man's the one that scores. Mark him. Simple.
It was a much improved second half. So what was said at half time to get the boys going?
You don't want to know that.
Anything you can share that's positive?
Yeah, positive obviously, because we got to get a hold of the game, and we got we're floating around at times. We've the second half of the second half we come alive. We started playing, getting to width. Dokes was causing problems coming in off the shape. They couldn't deal with him. He was too strong and powerful. Moments where we were unlucky at times. It was Drinnan's head of the second half. That was second half on it. Yeah, Glatzel had a couple where he should score one. He's unlucky on the other, but he should score the first one, I think. But it is what it is.
We got ourselves back on level terms straight away. Down the other end, we can see it again. You talk about that sort of having the mindset, the mentality. How frustrating is that moment to get yourself back on level terms and straight away fall goal behind again?
Listen, that's uncoachable. That's the basics of having pride in what you do, being a professional. You cannot concede. All fans will go away and they'll think, oh my God, you got to tighten the defence up, blah, blah, blah. No, that is a mindset of have it in your mind. When we score, we're susceptible to concede, so be tight, compact.
With that in mind, of course, what can you do to support the boys? Is it a mindset thing, or is it just anything that can be coached?
100%. Listen, we're coaching it, obviously. Everyone who's around the training ground knows that we're working so much around marking in the box. We don't mark in the box. It's one of them things that either do it or you won't play. It's simple. Like that, we've conceded too many goals even before I come in of people being free in the box, and it's like I don't know when it clicks in the head of listen, if you don't mark in the box, you will concede. It's simple. As a defender, that space that you're trying to move and block, there's nobody there, so you're not going to concede in the space. That man is in between 2 centre halves. One lock in, one go and try and win it. It's simple.
One pleasing moment, of course. Drizzy get on the score sheet, his first goal for the club, and since that goal, he seemed to really lift his form.
He was a handful. I mean, he does them really. He takes 3 down the line, cut back for Rush. Rush probably has more time than he thinks. Unfortunate, kind of leans back in it. But that's football. Listen, sometimes when you're in the ascendancy and you don't take your chances, it's frustrating. But listen, it's positive. I can't that's fine. We've come to Mansfield, and toe to toe. Simple. It's like, I haven't seen the stats, but I'd imagine they're basically even. I'd imagine they are anyway.
So, Gav, just to finalise, obviously it was a disappointing result, but a positive performance that second half.
Yeah, brilliant. Listen, there's loads of positives. There's no point in me coming out and like whinging or sulking. Listen, the goals we conceded aren't good enough, but you've got to be positive about some of the stuff we played today. Gone toe to toe with Mansfield. Yeah, the fans that go home, they'll be frustrated, but you got to have a realism of where we're at and what. Unfortunately, the goals we're conceding aren't great. We actually have been more compact, I feel. Then we go. At times we look solid, and then at times we switch off, lapse in concentration, they score. But listen, I think the fans have been fantastic again today. It's brilliant to come all the way up here. The following is unbelievable every week. So happy. Like give the lads a great sense. Obviously, they see the effort that we've put in today. They're obviously they're obviously frustrated. So am I. I think I'm more frustrated than anybody. But I'll have to watch it back when I'm less emotional tomorrow in the morning and have a proper debrief on the goals, why we went wrong. But some fantastic performances today. I thought Dokes, Zach, Drins, Chad, all them guys who were in there. Sad's come alive then, gave him a bit of a rollicking after the first 15, then he started getting on it. Dawes is brilliant. The defence, yeah, at times we switched off, but I thought the three lads did well at the back. But it's also them little ones, them minuscule little seconds when we switch off for half a second, watch the ball, done, we get done. Which is, obviously, it's been a story of the season, but it's something that we need to eradicate, and it's going to have to be one where you're going to have to be more ruthless now. So if the same thing keeps happening, you need to be more ruthless and just change personnel.
Straight back into it, obviously Tuesday night and then Saturday with 2 home games coming up.
100%. Listen, be confident. We can't put a performance in like that and then be flat on Tuesday when we're playing in front of our own fans. We got to be positive, get in the front foot, give them something to be proud of. I think today was obviously, listen, I hate getting beat more than anyone, but the performance was very good. I felt after the first 15 minutes. First 15 minutes wasn't great. We switched off. There's obviously something I need to work on where because it's happened now in 2 or 3 games where we've been flat first 10-15 minutes. So that's something that we can look at going towards Tuesday. But yeah, listen, performance, yeah, it's fine coming to Mansfield and going toe to toe with them, but you didn't get anything from the game, and you didn't listen. Obviously, we've gone and tried to win the game late on. We've been lucky. We've missed 2 good chances, but yeah, I'm frustrated, obviously, but I'm happy with some very good performances. But also, there's stuff that going forward that we need to be very better at.